Sperm Racing, the new sport, is coming to Los Angeles. A teacher is on leave after giving students THC edibles, and residents in one town are furious that a man continues to walk nude through the hood. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast, and it's rocking, it's rolling, it's in your ears. Sperm Racing, a new sport, is coming to Los Angeles. Finally, a sporting event that I have a chance of winning. I've been finishing fast for decades. You know what I'm saying? We have here a startup company that recently announced the launch of the world's first live sperm race. And you will be able to watch its inaugural edition right in Los Angeles. Wow, wouldn't you like to get a ticket for a sperm race? I'm actually kind of curious. What is this? Can you bet on it? Don't you want to know if you can bet on it? Okay, let's find out some more information about this first of its kind up-and-coming sport. This startup is known simply as Sperm Racing. They raised $1 million in support of their efforts to put on the world's first sperm race. There's 4 rich individuals behind it. The Sperm Racing website's manifesto cites a worldwide decline in male fertility rates, and that's what motivated them to put together this sperm race. I'm sure Nick Cannon is on the way. He'll probably battle Anthony Edwards in the main event. You guys familiar with these 2 gentlemen that just can't stop having babies with random ladies? In other words, they got some pretty potent racers. I wouldn't want to be up against them. To raise awareness of the male fertility rate that's declining, the founders of this organization turned health into a sport, as they call it. Here's a quote from one of these rich guys. If you can train for sports by spending hours perfecting your form and pushing your body to its limits, then why can't you train your health too? Why can't you measure it, improve it, and compete in it? Yeah, sure, why not? I think, didn't they have sperm races at Diddy parties? I think they did. So why not this time do it for health and science-driven data reasons? All right, now you're probably wondering, how does the sperm racing work? Well, these crypto bros have laid it out. They say first, a microscopic racetrack for the 2 sperm samples to compete on will be constructed. So they're going to make a microscopic racetrack. Apparently that's not something you can buy at Home Depot. The course mimics the reproductive system and includes chemical signals, fluid dynamics, and synchronized starts. Every move that the sperm makes is tracked by high-resolution cameras and live streamed. Live streamed! Wow, amazing. If you told me 30 years ago that you could live stream sperm racing, I would have told you you're crazy. I would say, I'm not sure I want to live in that dystopian future that you're describing. It says here there's even going to be stats, leaderboards, and yes, instant sperm replay. Wow. I can't believe I'm reading this. It says the race itself is like any other. The first sperm to cross the finish line wins, as you can imagine. We're turning it into a spectacle, this individual says. Think press conference, weigh-ins, live-streamed races with play-by-play commentary. How would you like to be a sperm race play-by-play commentator? I'd be into that. I definitely could make that funny. And the website says, and of course there will be betting. There's going to be betting on the sperm races. Wow, like horses. You can bet on sperm races. I'm not really good at betting on the horses. When I do it, I just pick the horses with the funny names. Like, I'll put it all on Rachel's cleavage. Like, that's where I'm at with the horse racing. It doesn't really work, by the way, in case you're wondering. But it's a lot of fun. It's just extra fun to be sitting in the stands and just screaming, come on, Barney's butt crack. You can do it. All right, back to the betting. Let's find out how we can get in on some of the sperm action. The founders of Sperm Racing are creating a market where fans can pick their favorite competitors and wager on the winners. Wow, I mean, that is just something. Betting on a sperm race. As a child, a long time ago, I just imagined 2025 would be like no poverty, world peace, time travel. Actual 2025 is more like this. Yo, dude, I just put $100 on Slippery Sam in the Sperm Racing Semen Finals. You gonna put a bet on it? Now, all jokes aside, the initiative here isn't just about racing sperms. Although the founders note that the idea is hilarious, it's more about turning health into a competition, according to their website. It's about making male fertility something people actually want to talk about, track, and improve. We're taking a topic no one wants to touch and making it interesting, they say. We're making it measurable, and we are weirdly changing this paradigm because health is a race, and everyone deserves a shot at the starting line. The world's first ever sperm race will take place on April 25th in Los Angeles. Tickets go on sale. Oh, they went on sale yesterday. Click here for more information. I wonder how much a ticket. April 25th. That's a couple days before my birthday. I wonder if who's participating. Whose sperm are they using? It doesn't mention it in the story. Aren't you curious? Do you want to know? Is it Tyreek Hill's? Now, the website doesn't have a link to buy tickets at all. You can put your phone number in to get notified, and then it has links to social media and a manifesto. I can't find a place to buy tickets. All it says is 1,000 plus seats, 100 VIPs. How'd you like to be the VIP? Get your own box for the sperm race. I can't believe this is happening. It makes me wish I'd delayed my vasectomy for a few more years so I could participate. A public school teacher is on leave after giving students THC edibles. This story's out of Buffalo, New York. A Buffalo public schools teacher has been placed on paid administration leave after 2 students were inadvertently given THC edibles, according to school officials and, unfortunately, a police report. The incident occurred at the William J. Grabars? Can't say it. Who cares? It's a school of excellence, though. You wouldn't expect this to occur at a school of excellence. Although maybe this is what makes the children so excellent. Maybe they're being dosed on a daily basis. Hey, man, you can get real creative on some THC edibles in under certain dosages. I've written some pretty cool songs on it. I'm not gonna lie. Think about the Beatles, guys. The Beatles, remember? They meet Bob Dylan. They smoke a little cannabis, and then everything changed after that. Okay, it says the school here gave a statement. They said the teacher accidentally gave the students edible gummies, mistaking them for regular candy. And those kids either had the best day or the worst day of their life because, edibles, man, they'll take you to a different thing. Edibles are different. They hit different. Even I know, like, hardcore smokers, and they're like, yeah, you give them like a 50 milligram edible. Yeah, let's see how strong you are on that. Spend a day drooling on yourself. Yeah, edibles are not something to take lightly. They're not. They tell you the dosages on the side these days, which kind of gives you a fighting chance, though. A long, long time ago, prior to all of this being commercialized and regulated, you would eat a pot brownie, and you had no idea how much pot was in the brownie. You were just at the mercy of just randomness. No dosages on the side of it. You just had to eat one and find out. Back then we called that science. Okay, back to the story. Let's find out if the lady dosed the entire classroom or just a couple of kids. It says the teacher picked up what appeared to be a package of Sour Patch Kids and unknowingly offered it to 2 students during a swim class. That's so bizarre. Why would you offer 2 students Sour Patch Kids during a swim class as a teacher? When the students are in swim class, that's when you take the Sour Patch Kids and just put your sunglasses on and sit in the corner and while they swim. Put a podcast on. What's wrong with you? And why these 2? This lady's like a THC edible sniper. She just picks 2 of them out and doses them. I have a feeling there's more to the story. I think these are kids that are problematic. She already went through the beginning of the day with them, and she could tell she was going to have a hard time the remaining day of class with these kids, these particular 2 nefarious youngsters. These little, whippersnappers. She could tell, so she's like, I'm going to dose them during gym class. That way they'll be sleeping for the rest of the day, and I'll have an easy time. I'll be able to get my class done. My class done. The police say that the packaging looked similar to real candy, except for a small label on the package indicating it contained 500 milligrams of THC. Well, probably in the entire package it was 500 milligrams, so maybe there was... these are probably large doses, though. 500 milligrams package. Like, let's say there's 20 of them in there. That's still like, what are those? 20 times 20. It's 25 milligrams each. That's a huge dose right there. especially for a child. I wonder how they knew they were high. What gave it away? Did they figure it out themselves, or did someone tell them they were acting a little? Well, maybe they just they got on the bus singing Cypress Hill or something. Well, it's the funk elastic, the blunt I twisted, the slamified, Buddhified funk on your discus. Oh, what you missed this? You got to bear witness. Get your hoe and another hoe. Merry Christmas. I want to get high, so high. Who knows that jam? Where are my OGs at? That was a spot-on, perfect impression of Cypress Hill, by the way. Just want to let you know, a white guy in a closet just did that. All right, what happened was one of the students later reported feeling sick and was taken to the hospital for evaluation. The parents, along with the police, were notified immediately. The teacher told the police he did not know the gummies were infused with THC, but admitted to offering them to the students. Yeah, okay. What, do you got a bridge to sell me in Brooklyn, you Buffalo teacher? Anybody believe this crock of skata? That's Greek for poop. Now, the fallout of all of this is the district placed the teacher on paid administrative leave the same day and said they're taking the situation extremely seriously. So teacher gets a paid vacation, as they always do when they screw up. And in other news, Buffalo Public School attendance goes up 200%. It's for the free weed, man.
Tax day's always a pain. Next year could be a nightmare. If Congress fails to extend Trump's tax cuts, middle-class families will get hit with a huge tax increase. That means less money for groceries, less money to pay your mortgage, less money for school supplies, and less money for family vacations. A $1,500 tax increase? That's enough to give families the cold sweats. Avoid the nightmare. Save Trump's tax cuts. Learn more at protectprosperity.com. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Residents of one town are furious that a man continues to take nude strolls through the neighborhood. A naked man taking walks through the neighborhood? Well, I never. This is in Cowley County, Kansas. A little Kansas town. All white picket fences. And then, I'm going to guess, an old, fat, naked dude just walking down the street, swinging a cane and swinging something else maybe. Residents in a neighborhood in Kansas are very upset and shocked about a man they say continues to walk through their neighborhood in the buff. Here's a quote from Kathy. She's a very concerned resident. That's her title. Concerned resident Kathy says, "You're sitting inside and you've got the door open, don't you? And then guess what? You see this naked man walk down in front of your house. You know, it's been happening for nearly 2 years, and we want the man to stop his naked strolls. You got little kids. My granddaughter's out here all the time playing. That's just disrespectful. She shouldn't be able to see that. She shouldn't see this naked man walking down the street." I don't know, guys. Let's put it to a vote. Should Kathy's granddaughter see this man's junk? Yes or no? I'll put a poll in the description of the podcast. I'm kidding. I don't do polls. All right, let's keep reading and find out if this man is training for the sperm race. Now, it says here, the community has tried to confront the man, but nothing's changed. Here's a quote from Kathy. "He told him to get out of his yard, that it was a free country and he'll do what he wants, that it wasn't illegal as well." Is it illegal or is it legal? The Cowley County Sheriff's Office confirmed that the neighborhood nudist is actually correct. What he's doing isn't technically illegal. Oh, so it's legal to walk around. I mean, I thought you could walk around on your property completely nude. I didn't know you could walk down the street and the sidewalk completely nude. You know, I'm not sure I like that. I mean, the problem is that the people that want to walk down the street naked aren't the people with bodies that you want to see naked. That's the problem. I mean, if everybody was hot, you know, if everyone had a Peloton booty, I'd be like, yeah, get on out there, stroll around, do your thing. But that's not the case. You ever been to a nudist beach? Oh, boy. In the States, you know, you go to a nudist beach, I mean, you're going to need therapy afterward. It's not a pretty sight. Now, the citizens have reached out to the sheriff about the issue, and they were told that because this man was not aroused in any of the instances or attempting to arouse anyone else, that no law was being broken. How do you know he wasn't attempting to arouse anybody. Maybe that could be his motivation to do this. You don't know. Did you speak to him? Although I'm looking at a kind of a blurry picture of his body here, and he looks like an old man, so he's probably really not arousing anyone. That doesn't mean he's not attempting to arouse people. And just because he's not aroused, maybe he can't get aroused at that age. So maybe this is his way of attempting to get aroused. Nice cool breeze through the old genitalia. The sheriff's office claims that the statute closest to this activity is Statute 21-5513. It's called lewd and lascivious behavior. You guys know the one. Lewd and lascivious behavior requires intent on the part of the individual to arouse themselves or the sexual desires of others. Well, how do you prove intent? Unless he's got a diary you could read through, how do you know he's not trying to arouse the sexual desires of others in the neighborhood? Despite him not being attractive, that doesn't mean that's not what he's trying to do. Now, the neighbors aren't pleased. They feel that the law should be changed in some way. Got a local resident named Brody who said, "You shouldn't have to see that. If you're a kid or an adult, you shouldn't have to see that when you're in your own home or sitting on your porch. You shouldn't have to see that. Trust me, I've seen it. You shouldn't have to see that." I kind of have to take Brody's side on that. You probably shouldn't have to see that. Unless you wanted to see it. You should have to go somewhere to see it. It shouldn't just be placed in front of your face. But what are you going to do? In this instance, it is technically legal for this man to walk in the buff down the sidewalk in the middle of the day when children are out on their big wheels. Do kids have big wheels anymore? I had a big wheel back in the day. At least if you have a big wheel, you can pedal away from this weirdo. You are a weirdo if you do this, by the way. I know a lot of people out there are going to defend, hey, man, it's freedom of expression. No, you're a weirdo if you do this. Straight up. I realize there's freedom, but there's also, don't be annoying, right? It's like when Nazis gather. Yeah, it's their freedom to gather in this country. You can't arrest them for gathering. However, you can get creative and you can make it very uncomfortable for Nazis to gather, just like I'm sure there's a way to get creative and make it uncomfortable for this man to be walking naked down your neighborhood streets. Maybe, I don't know, have you guys thought about buying a truckload of Legos and just laying them out all over the sidewalks? I mean, if this guy steps on like 20 feet of Legos, he might cease doing this. They hurt on the bare feet. You get what I'm coming with? I'm just trying to solve problems in the world, guys. Never said I was good at it.
Oh, Pod Daddy.
The NBA playoffs are here, and I'm getting my bets in on FanDuel. Talk to me, Chuck GPT. What do you know?
All sorts of interesting stuff, even Charles Barkley's greatest fear.
Hey, nobody needs to know that.
New customers bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. 21 plus and present in Virginia. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Good luck with your life, man.
Hey, my friends and loyal listeners. I just want to take a moment to thank you for joining me for this episode of Weird AF News. Please share it with someone. I think it's a really good one. Yesterday's was really great as well. I think, and you can easily share these on social media. If you're listening on Spotify, you can just hit the share button. You can pump it out to Instagram and all kinds of places. Text message it to a friend or an enemy. I think it's a nice little gift. Imagine getting a text message of an episode of Weird AF News. You can do that very easily on your device. That would super help me. Super help me? Yeah, it would help me superly. Superly help you, Jonesy? None of this is coming out right. I'm just going to stop with that. But yeah, please share the show. I would appreciate that. If you want to support the show, I got a website, weirdafnews.com. Check it out. You can join the Patreon or buy me coffee. I actually finally got my website up, jonesy.com, if you want to check that out. JONESY.com. I've had the domain for quite a while, but I didn't want to spend the money. Couldn't afford to really build a website for it. Didn't So I figured out a way to build a free one. So it's a free website, and it's very simple. But there's some stand-up comedy video and information about how to come to a show, that kind of thing. Anyways, it's very simple. Put that out there. Yeah, I'm just trying to be busy, guys. Just trying to, make my dreams come true. Yeah. Hope you are too. Hope you're making your dreams come true. Making your dreams come true. You know how it goes. Anyways, if you have a dream and you want to share it with me, my email is funnyjones@gmail.com. Feel free to share your dream with me. I would love that. Maybe I'll read some of the great dreams that are out there. That could be like a look at everyone with dreams. Oh, yeah, maybe I should keep my dream alive. You can also DM me your dream at Funny Jones on Instagram. Or you can call the show, 646-450-2012, and tell us your dream. But just keep it clean, all right? Some of you might have some dirty dreams. Well, don't be telling me your dirty dream. Not on the voicemail. I won't play it. You can email me your dirty dream, and I'll consider reading it, unless it's too dirty, and then I'll just read it to myself and enjoy that. Hey, do what you do. It's your world.